Adriana Marais, you are a true disruptor by definition. Your title, as I've read it, is a theoretical physicist. You are head of innovation at SAP Africa and an aspiring extraterrestrial. Looking at that, many people might not actually understand how it is that you've disrupted in the landscape that you find yourself in. But clearly you must define yourself as a disruptor, or is that the case?
So I actually looked up the word disruption the other day, and it means to tear asunder. So I'm not sure that this word is used in the correct context, but I have always been one to push boundaries, whether those are the boundaries in terms of what we know or what we think that we know about reality, and hence my interest in physics and the very small building blocks of reality that is the subject matter of study in quantum physics, or whether those be the boundaries indeed of our world currently, which is planet Earth, and my exploration spirit, which has led me to volunteering to be the first group of settlers to explore and develop a society on a new planet, Mars.
Let's start there because that's probably the most exciting element of your particular story. Your name has been selected, you're on the list, you're currently going through a process to prepare you for survival on Mars of all places. Why are you so intrigued to go live on another planet?
So I think no matter which era I lived in, if it was someone getting on a canoe to look for another island, if it was someone getting on a ship to discover new continents, or whether it's a group of people getting on a rocket to explore other planets, I feel really lucky to have been born in this precise moment in history where the technological capability to send crews from Earth to establish a new society on a new planet, our neighbor planet being Mars, I can't believe my luck at being born in this precise moment, and with all my heart, yes, I will volunteer for this mission. The research opportunity is just saying it's a lifetime opportunity is obviously an understatement. This is the opportunity of the 4 billion years of history of life on Earth.
Very true, but I want to get an understanding of, given your background as a theoretical physicist and your experience that you hopefully will have on Mars soon, what difference do you kind of hope that this makes to how we think about disruption in the physics space here in South Africa and globally?
So I think humans have always been explorers on this globally connected world that we live in now, where we have the beautiful invention of the internet that connects all of us on planet Earth, whether it be communication with family and friends, whether that be our Google Earth perspective on being able to look at different parts of the surface of Earth. I think our exploration of this planet has led us to this wonderful reality that we live in now of connectivity and accelerated technological development, if I might propose, as a result of this connectivity. So I think we are at the brink of a new era where our exploration is going to take us further than ever before. But there are many parallels between the kind of a disruption, if you would like to call it that living on a new planet will bring with the kinds of explorative transformations that we've seen in the past. So my ancestors, for example, traveled on a 4-month ship journey into the unknown as refugees from France, escaping persecution, coming to assist the Dutch with farming and agriculture here at the tip of Africa. So I think there are many parallels between this journey. It's a few hundred years later, and that equivalent 4-month ship journey into the unknown could be seen to be paralleled with the 7-month journey into the relative unknown of Mars, although of course we have a lot of scientific knowledge of what we will expect to find on the surface of Mars, thanks to another brilliant technology that I'm really proud of as a human, and that's the Curiosity rover, which is currently roaming on the surface of Mars, collecting information for us there. But of course, the most exciting questions are not the technological ones, but I think the more psychological, social ones, in terms of what kind of society will this be, and as you've said, what will this mean for people living on Earth to know that there are people living on Mars? And I think inspiration is the short answer to that question.
I'm glad you touched on that because given the speakers that we've spoken to on this particular platform, like yourself, what we really want to untap is the mindset of disruption as well as this different kind of thinking. You're certainly taking on a big risk, as you've alluded to, which your ancestors did many years ago, and look at the success that they've attained. Do you believe that maybe for us to cultivate a disruptive mindset in society that we need to tap into our psychology, that disruption actually starts in the mind, how we think, view and perceive things?
So I think, and I've been a proponent of the Proudly Human hashtag. I believe that we have to embrace in ourselves the notion of being proud of what we are as a species. And I believe that part of what it is to be human is to be curious, is to question the status quo. And I think we see that so clearly in children and the amazing questions that they come up with, like, will the chickens on Mars wear spacesuits? as one example, and various other amazing questions that I've been asked by children. So I think that maybe this curiosity is sort of stamped out of us slowly during life. So I don't think we need to encourage curiosity necessarily. We need to discourage the stamping out of this curiosity that so often happens when we become realistic or when we become adulterated by the world around us. So I think it's possible to encourage the curiosity in children to stay with us into adulthood, because I believe that is what we are intrinsically as humans, and that's a curious, explorative species.
Before you do become an extraterrestrial, you still work in a corporate space, head of innovation at SAP Africa, as we touched on. How do we translate and include this level of curiosity within the workspace, and how is it unfolding now in your new capacity and role as head of innovation for SAP Africa?
Yeah, my role at SAP has been a learning curve. It's been an exciting challenge. And I think we are now learning how data is not so much an asset, but perhaps a human right. And I think by harnessing data, by using data analytics to understand the context of the challenges that we face, we can increasingly faster come up with solutions, harnessing data to understand the problem, and then technology to find ways to solve these problems. So I think working in a software company is an ideal world to be in, as we really realize the true invaluableness or the priority that we need to give to data in this increasingly digital world that we live in.
I want to gauge your views on the level of innovation and disruptive thinking across the African continent. Are we seeing a strong level of curiosity which can really go head to head with our global counterparts? Because so often Silicon Valley is viewed as that spot where a lot of this culture is entrenched in society there.
So I think the situation in which we find ourselves in Africa, yes, we have a lot of challenges, and some of these are unique challenges, but I think we have to turn this around and see this as an opportunity. And I think we need to increasingly look within Africa to see the kinds of amazing innovations that people are coming up with to overcome challenges. We need to embrace these. We need to take these to market. We need to give them the broad marketing that they deserve. So some examples that are coming to mind are the fact that South Africa has won the bid to host a large component of the Square Kilometre Array radio telescope here in the Northern Cape. I think in terms of infrastructure and in terms of human capacity development, this is a huge opportunity for South Africa to become players in what will be the world's largest data generator. That will be the Square Kilometre Array. I think in terms of blockchain, and we've all heard about the disruptive nature of this new technology that has emerged in the last 10 years or more. And I think in Africa in particular, we're seeing companies looking at the use of blockchain for land claims, the use of blockchain for personal data sharing, the use of blockchain for providing identity in terms of refugees. You may have no access to the centralized institution that provided them with their passports, etc. before. I think these are amazing innovations that are coming out of Africa, and that's now taken the scope all the way from astronomy down to blockchain, which basically comes out of the internet, and computational capability and cryptography, which is really our understanding of the small building blocks of reality. And across the spectrum, then, we're seeing amazing innovations coming out of Africa because of the challenges that we face, because of the direness of these challenges, but also this is an opportunity then to come up with uniquely innovative solutions to these challenges.
Adriana Marais, thank you so much for your time and giving us some insight into your thoughts on being a disruptor. Much, much appreciated, and thank you again, Adriana.